Because you developed a loss of sight over time, is there anything about visually seeing that you miss?
Um, there is. I do miss seeing the beauty in the world, like fall foliage, spring flowers, the ocean, Christmas decorations, things like that. And sometimes it's hard to follow what's going on, when you can't see. And I have my other friends who are visually impaired, we have a question that we discuss sometimes, is which would it be better to have been born without sight or to have lost your sight after having it, and we always feel there are disadvantages and advantages to each of them.
Because you developed a loss of sight over time, is there anything about visually seeing that you miss?
Yes. I do miss seeing the beauty in the world, like fall foliage, spring flowers, Christmas decorations, the ocean. Those are things that I do remember seeing. But it's always nice to be able to see those things. And my other visually impaired friends that I speak with, we sometimes discuss whether or not it would be better to have been born without sight, or which is better, has more advantages, whether to be born without sight or to have had sight. And a lot of us say that it would, in one sense, being born without sight, you learn how to get along in the world from the get-go, learning Braille, learning how to get around the world without being able to see. But then, on the other hand, if you have had sight and then you've lost it, where it's harder to learn how to do things in a different way. But if somebody tells you that the dress is red, or the flowers are yellow, that you can remember what yellow looks like and what red looks like, and that is an advantage also. So I do miss seeing certain things that sometimes it's hard to figure out what's going on. Sometimes when you can't see, because even though I rely on my hearing and I'm happy to have it, you do miss some things not being able to see. So I do wish that I could see better sometimes, but I know that there's nothing that I can do about it, so I just do the best I can with what I have.
Perhaps more importantly, is there anything you do not miss or feel you have gained?
Well, I used to, and you can like cut this out if you want. I used to say when my kids were teenagers, younger teenagers, we used to go to some of these stores that for teenagers, and that was back when all the things, the crazy dyed hair and all that kind of stuff, and I used to kid around with them. I was like, well, maybe there's an advantage for me not seeing some of these things, but I don't miss seeing the ugliness in the world as opposed to the beauty. I don't miss seeing like garbage on the street, or that kind of thing, or some of the graphic things that we see on the news sometimes. I don't miss seeing those things. I think I really gained a lot, though, from being visually impaired, and just personally, myself, I mean, I have had to become more organized. I was not a naturally organized person. I have had to become more organized. When I go home from work, I put my key to my house right back in my pocketbook. I put my swipe card to my job right in my back of my pocketbook. I put my glasses in the same place. I need to be organized, and of course I think that's a good thing. That's a good thing in anybody's life. So I have become much more organized. I think that you know, I've gained from myself personally with having a guide dog. The Guide Dog Foundation really changed my life because I actually work there now, and I've met so many wonderful people in similar situations to myself, but also, you know, other people with other disabilities as well. So I feel that there are so many people that have so many more challenges than I do, that it does make me, working where I work makes me feel very fortunate for the life I have. I feel that I've gained like a whole different life because I was a stay-at-home mom for many years, and I was a dental hygienist before I lost my sight, so I couldn't do that anymore. So this is a new career for me. I work in consumer services. And I also feel that my family has gained, because I feel that because of my situation being visually impaired, my family has become a much more supportive family. I feel that my children have learned to be much more able to, that they've realized and learned that that somebody who's visually impaired or has a disability is just a regular person who just might have a more difficult challenge than other people. And I think my children have also taught their friends that. Their friends have seen me, and they know that, you know, Nicole and Michael's mom is just a regular mom. She just can't drive, and she needs, you know, she needs some help sometimes. So I think in that sense, someone told me years ago when I first learned that I was going to be losing my sight, that my children would become stronger because of my challenge, and I do think that is the case. They have become much more independent at an earlier age. And so I think my whole family really has gained from something that maybe was not such a good situation. I think we have all turned it into a pretty positive situation.